Hey, what's up? It's Shay's Actual. Today I'm going to be doing a install video of the 407K or 507K install on the Glock 48 or 43X MOS using a CH Precision Weapons plate. I'm going to be talking about the right way to do it. Now, I know that kind of sounds weird the right way, but there are certain screws that you need to do and some things that you might have to be doing if your screws come in how mine were. So what you're going to need is, of course, your slide, and you're going to need to have degreased, if you'd like, and cleaned off the where the plate will go onto. You're going to need a 407K and the fat screws that it comes with. It comes with two sets of screws, skinnier and fat. Use the fat screws for the Glock 48 MOS. I'm not sure about other weapon systems, but for the Glock 48, use the fat screws that come with the 407K or 507K. And then you're going to need your CH Precision Weapons plate, which is a RMSC or RMSC adapter plate to 407K adapter plate. And then the tool that comes with your 407K to tighten on the bolts and adjust the windage and elevation. Some blue Loctite and possibly a piece of cardboard. I use that for the Loctite. You can use the 407K's Loctite, but you really don't need to. I like to use Trust My Own Loctite. That's me. All right, so to start, clean off the plate, 407K, and where the slide. Just clean that all off as best as you can. Not really a big old deal if you can't. Next, you're gonna take your CH Precision plate, and it's two-sided, obviously. The side you're going to want to use is the side that has the recoil lugs in the front facing up. It should be flat on the bottom, smooth on the bottom, and then the recoil lugs on the top. Place that into the slide. Make sure it doesn't move around. You're going to have a little bit of a wiggle, but nothing crazy, and you should be able to still see inside. So next, you're going to take out the screws. Put those, and then put your 407K or 507K onto the slide. Make sure that it's inside the recoil lugs. And then from here, what you're gonna have to do, which I've already done, I'm gonna talk about. So you have 3 sets of screws that you can use for this process, or that you're given. The 2 from the Holosun, which you use the fat ones, they work the best, or they are the only ones that work, my bad. And then you're given some screws from CH Precision Weapons. You're given some screws, but if you try to, or at least mine did, if you try putting them into your slide, they would fuck your threadings up. They are the wrong threadings. Do not use them. I have not emailed CH Precision. I literally got this today and I figured I'd throw up the video. I'm going to email them and see what the fuck's up. Do not use those screws. Mine came in and they would have fucked my threading up had I even tried to get them in. So you're given, so that aside, I'll update you guys with what they say about those screws. Don't use those screws though. Do not trust them. Use the 507K or 407K screws. So you're gonna get your Holosun screws, and on one of them, you're gonna need to file down a little bit the screw, or else it's gonna fuck with the extractor, depressor. It's gonna hold it so you're not gonna extract correctly, and you'll be able to check that by putting in the screws beforehand. Don't use Loctite, and just see if you can yank on your extractor. If you can, then your screws came in, they were the right size, and you don't need to sand them down a little bit or Dremel them what I did. But mine, I screwed it in all the way, and then I could tell that my extractor was stuck, and I couldn't take out my extractor depressor. So what I did was, on one of these screws, let's see if you can see, I took a Dremel to see this one that you can see all the metal. I took a Dremel to it because it would have fucked up my extractor depressor and my gun wouldn't function correctly. Took that to it, and then I took a Dremel to it for 30 seconds max. And then I took a buffer wheel with some others, polish, and polish it also that there was no burrs or anything. and then I screwed it in and my extractor was fine and I could take out my extractor depressor. But the key thing is you just need to do a little bit. You literally only need to file down. You can hand file, I'm sure. You might even be able to get away with sanding paper. I don't know. But I literally hit it with a Dremel for about 30 seconds max and checked it and it was fine. Hit it with 30 seconds and then buff it out. Everything should be fine. Try to do it as flat as possible. I literally just used a wheel. I don't know what the Dremel head I used was called, but that's it. So make sure that you do, and the extractor depressor is on the right side. For those who don't know, give it a check. So once you've Dremeled down one side just a little bit, you just need to do a little bit, you're going to take your Loctite. Obviously you're going to shake it up first. I didn't do that. Give that a good shake. I like to do it like this. You can do it however you want to do it. It's up to you. I put it on a little thing right there. Make sure that your 407 or 507K is on the plate. And it is. Everything's fine. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put in one screw without Loctite, without my own Loctite. It has its own Loctite, but I'm just going to put it in a little bit so that it doesn't move around a whole lot. So I'm going to get it in there so that it does not move or that much. Boom. And then I'm going to take the one that I filed down, which is on the right side of the slide when you're facing the target, and just little dab will do you. Roll it around. Probably use a little bit too much. That's fine. Okay. Drop that in there. Make sure that you do not strip your screws. Don't go all the way down, just get it kind of snug. So that one's snug. I got a little bit of Loctite on there. I'm gonna use this tech wipe to wipe up the little Loctite. Next one I'm gonna do is back out the screw that I haven't put in full yet and give that one some Loctite. Take it out, boom. Put a little bit of Loctite on it. And I am using blue Loctite. Do not use red Loctite unless you don't want to get your optic off or you know the secret way to get it off. I don't know really how to get red Loctite off too well. I'm not a genie. Someone leave it in the comment section if you do know. So I got blue Loctite on there on the second screw. I'm not stripping my screws, making sure that they go in fine. Once you get towards the bottom, you're going to get some resistance. And then you're going to get kind of stuck. Once it gets in there snug, tighten up the right side and just kind of go back and forth. Boom. Now there is probably a torque spec. I'm sure you could look it up. I don't have a torque wrench for those little crank ones, so I'm just kind of hand tight. A little bit stronger than hand tight. I'm not really turning it super hard. One more on this side. Cool. So they're on there. Don't over torque these. You should probably use a torque wrench if you're not really familiar with how much pressure you need to apply. I just get it hand tight and then it's like half a turn and I just make sure they're snug. 407K is on there snug. Now the key to this is do not shoot this gun or do not even rack it really. Leave it how it is for a day. I know you want to play with the gun. Let it sit for a day. Blue Loctite really needs to set. Let it do its thing. So that's pretty much the install, and yours is on. So if you enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, something good. I appreciate it. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. All right, thank you. Bye.